Hi friend, this is Nitin Pandit and this is my first ASP.NET MVC 5.0 video tutorial. In this tutorial we will learn how to create a basic ASP.NET MVC application with Visual Studio 2015. Let's see, just start your Visual Studio 2015 first and go to new project and select web, then ASP.NET web application and give it to a name. And then click on OK. Now you will see a menu where we can select a template of my ASP.NET MVC application, web forms, web API, ASP.NET 5.0, single page application, Azure mobile services. There are lots of options. So now you can select any single operation from there, like I just select empty project from there and a core reference type of MVC, which is necessary to define how many type of reference file we want to create application. See, there's a new option from Visual 2013. We can directly host our application to the cloud Microsoft Windows Azure. If you have directly account of there, just click on that and select a option if you want to host as a web application or either on a virtual machine. I'm not selecting this option. We will discuss about this option in future articles. Just click on OK. Now this is ready to use, and go to your solution and see what you have in your solution folders. See, this is empty application of MVC website. So we don't have any kind of resource files, script, CSS, any other else. We have a folder that name is app start, which contains a single file that name is routeconfig.cs, which is used to define a default routing of our MVC application project, that contains a default route map which have a default control name, that is home, action name as index. We will also discuss many ways to route my MVC application in upcoming articles, where we can discuss about the routing features of MVC application. Now we don't have any kind of controllers in my application, any model, and we don't have any kind of views into my folder. So first, if we have to request to a server, so my request will handle by a controller. So we require a controller to handle my request first. So first you have to create a controller file. That name must be contain a controller, and that is contain all the basic property from their parent class, that is also controller. Like see, I'm going right click on controller and there's an option that is add, and there's an option controller. If I'll click on that, so there's lots of options. If I want to create ASP.NET application MVC5 controller or a web API controller, which is you want, I'm just going to select ASP.NET MVC5 controller, which is empty. We can also select a folder, a controller type that contains read write actions, which is used to write all CRUD operations on my any kind of model. Either we have entity framework, either we have link you to SQL server, either we have AD.NET implementation. So click your MVC application, MVC controller, empty, because we won't have to create all methods default or manually. Just click on add. So give it a name, like I just give home, and the default controller is also add to the name. Don't remove that controller name, we will discuss in upcoming articles. See, we have a home controller file in that parent class is controller, which is exist in system.web.mvc namespace. So now you can write any kind of actions. Actions are the basically methods which is used to handle a request after the controller name into my URL. Any action can return a type which is we want to execute, like if we want to return a view page, so we can use view result over there. If we want to use return only content, so we can use content result. If we want to return a partial page, so we can use partial view result. And if we don't want to define the separate name of my action type, so we can use directly action result, because action result is an abstract class, and this is a parent class of every type of action methods. Like either we have view result, content result, empty result, JSON result, or any kind of other views. So if we will request to this action, that is index, so that will return a view page, but still we don't have any kind of view in my view folder. So basically we can create a view either the same name as my action, either we can use a different name from my action. So if we have to write a view for this particular action, so first we need a folder into view that must be same as the name of controller type. If my controller name is home, so we required a folder that name must be home. This is, so we can directly add a view over there. Add a view, just define the view name and the template also known as scaffold template. But we have also another option, like just click on your action name and click on add view. There also will be the same window which contains the same name by default as the action name on which we just clicked, and you can use a different name as your action. If you use the same name, so don't need to pass any name when returning a view instance, or if you're using any different name as per action, so you must define the name of action when you will return a view result object. So I'm just going to use any we don't use any kind of templates, sorry, like any create, details, edit. We're just going to use without model empty template, and we don't have any kind of layout. This is also known as master page. And if you want to create a partial view, just click on that. So I don't have any kind of layout, or if you have a layout, so use that. If I'm going to use that, so it will use a default view for MVC because we don't have any kind of layout, so it will use a default view. So when we will click on add, it will create a view file. That extension will be .cshtml, because my view engine is Razor, R-A-Z-O-R. This is used to create a view or render a view for HTML5. Like suppose we have this page, just give any kind of information which is we want to show on my web page, like welcome page. By Nitin Pandit. And when we'll build this application, it will show build started and build succeeded. Now debug your application. So this is my first web page which is created into ASP.NET MVC framework, and this is also an responsive page. You can see as per browser request. So thank you. I hope you must be enjoy, and we will meet soon again into upcoming future articles. Thank you.